What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Got some important news to discuss. The mayor of Windsor election is just 4 months away, October 26th. And this is the time where we can upgrade Windsor, where we can build the future of Windsor, where we can have a city that we never seen before. This is the time to make Windsor great again. If we want a better city, if we want a future, and we want hope, then we have to do what we have to do. And what is that? Is upgrading this city and making it to the next level. So this city will be recognized. Because you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Windsor is older than Canada, right? Windsor was originally created 1749, right? Obviously in the 1800s, Windsor was adopted as a city, right? But as a settlement, 1749. Ladies and gentlemen, Windsor is very old. Very old. But for some reason, Windsor doesn't get any upgrades. Windsor never has anything new to it. Right? No tourist attraction comes here. And you know why? It's because of drugs. There is open drug use all over our city. People are overdosing all over the place. People are shooting up. People are smoking. There's families that have to walk past it. And those children that walk past got to breathe in those drug smoke. Right? Someone's smoking meth. And someone's got to breathe that in. That is the problem with Windsor. And we are sick and tired of this open drug use policy that has destroyed our city. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Dokins criticizes, right? This bald-headed bandit criticizes something that he brought here, right? About 3-4 years ago, Drew Dokins brought a bunch of drug addicts to Windsor, right? From Mississauga, from Sarnia, from Hamilton, from Oshawa. Look, the list goes on and on. He brought drug addicts here from other spots in Ontario, right? But now he wants to talk about, well, the drugs destroyed the community. The only reason why he's saying something about the drugs is because what I was speaking on, it blew up on social media, right? Showing what's going on in the streets of Windsor with drug use. It's sickening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are facing problems at record numbers when it comes to addiction and problems in our society. Same as when it comes to crime. There is crime all over the place in Windsor. Nobody's safe anymore. I mean, there is literally shootings happening on the regular in Windsor. Right now, 20 years ago, you wouldn't hear this, right? 20 years ago, you'd hear this kind of stuff in Detroit and not Windsor. But then again, Windsor and Detroit flipped the coin. Detroit has rebuilt its city. Windsor, on the other hand, has collapsed miserably. And you know why? It's because of 12 years of Drew Dokins, an absolute failure who's done nothing. This guy is nothing but a bald-headed bandit, and we are all sick and tired of him. The election is coming, and we can make the difference. Windsor will become the next New York for an obvious reason. Because Windsor is going to compete with Toronto. Windsor is going to compete with Montreal. Windsor is going to compete with Edmonton. Windsor is going to compete with Vancouver. Windsor is going to compete with Winnipeg. It doesn't matter what city we are talking about. Windsor will compete with every city in the world. And the reason why I'm going to do this for Windsor is because Windsor deserves it. Windsor should be something better than what it is. Because when we're seeing Detroit always rise up, building more buildings, I'm talking skyscrapers and skyscrapers and skyscrapers that are being built in Detroit on the regular, right? And yet in Windsor, we're doing nothing. There is nothing being done in Windsor at all. We have the same skyline that we had forever. We don't even upgrade our skyline. We are sitting with so much money that could be made from using our resources, making trade deals, creating thousands of jobs. And I'm not even talking about just office jobs with skyscrapers. I'm talking about bringing companies in here, bringing factories here, bringing more and more and more and more jobs. The automotive jobs got to come back to Windsor because we're losing some percentage of that. Thanks to Drew Dokins, thanks to Doug Ford, and most certainly thanks to Cannibal Carney. And this is a major problem because Windsor is suffering and this city deserves a better future. And that is the reason why I promise to make Windsor great again. Because when it comes to economic growth, when it comes to crime, when it comes to chaos, when it comes to drug use, when it comes to frauding, which people do when they come here, they fraud our system miserably, and it makes the rest of the whole city broke, right? I mean, this city does not upgrade in any possible way because there's too much problems within it, right? There's so much corruption, there's so much fraud. The city literally can't even take care of the own issues it suffers from because we already have issues that we're dealing with from the inside that need to be dealt with. Once those are dealt with, then the rest of the city can be taken care of, right? But you have to drain the swamp if you want better. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the future of Windsor matters more than ever. If we want a city where everybody has a dream and can live that dream, where you want a house and you can pay half the price of what a house costs at exactly this moment, when you can own a car, when you can have a family, when you can have your own business if you work hard enough, that is the exact city Windsor is going to be when I am mayor. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I will do more within 12 months than what Drew Dawkins has done in 12 years. Just think about that. I got the union workers supporting me on Howard. I just did an amazing interview with the owner of the Breakfast Guys. I'm building a 200-foot statue for Nancy Graywall in Detroit River. Rest in peace, Nancy Graywall. May God bless her soul. Ladies and gentlemen, when you want to make the difference, you have to be the difference. And if you want to make the change in life, then you have to fight and strive to make that change. Because when your city and your community is suffering, like how Windsor's suffering as we speak, it's time to push forward. It's time for the future. Windsor will be great again when I am mayor. This city will be booming, making hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people will be working in this city. And I'm talking about impact to the economy like nobody's seen before. Windsor maybe will be the best city in the world. When I am mayor, this city will boom and boom and boom. My promise is to make Windsor great again. And the reason why I want to make Windsor great again is because when it comes to serious issues that we have to face on a daily routine, it's time that we change the landscape. It's time that criminals face the justice that they should get. Because when you have innocent families that are losing loved ones because of home invasions, because of drugs, and because of robberies, right? We've seen robbery. I mean, there's been so many crimes that have been committed in this city. And none of these criminals face any of the justice that they should get. And you know why they don't face justice? Is because the court system is extremely weak. And it's because woke policies have destroyed society. And this is the reason why Windsor will become great again. A very patriotic city. A very cultural-driven city. A very, very, very good city. And again, when I said the next New York, when I'm talking about jobs, economic growth, tourism, that's exactly what I mean when I say the next New York. So may God bless y'all. And if you want a better future, vote Tristan Timorenzi, October 26th. And I will make Windsor great again.